Hello class, this is lesson 8-6 about how to graph linear equations. And in our last lesson, we learned how to write linear equations in slope-intercept form. And so if it is in the form y equals mx plus b, we can quickly find the slope and the y-intercept. Well, we're going to use both of those today to graph the lines of these equations. It's two very simple steps. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. Okay, so that is your b value. From that point, you are now going to move with the slope. Okay, the slope is sometimes written as a fraction, sometimes it's an integer, but it's going to tell us how we're going to go up or down and also how far sideways we're going to go. And then once we end our movement, we plot our second point, and from those 2 points, we're going to connect them with our ruler to draw our line. So let's get started. So our first equation is to graph y is equal to 2/3 x plus 2. Again, we're going to start by plotting that 2 on the y-axis, and we're going to move with the slope. The 2 is telling us we're going to go up 2 and to the right 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3, and plot my point. Look at that. I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to draw my line through those 2 points, and I am done. All right, let's move on. Y is equal to -1/2 x minus 1. So I'm going to plot a point at -1. And this time, since it says -1/2, I'm going to treat that top 1 as my negative. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 2. I can plot my point and then draw my line through those 2 points, and I am done. All right, easy as that. So now our next one says y equals 4x. So the y-intercept is missing, but really we are adding 0. So that means it's crossing through the origin right at 0. The slope is 4. If I write that as rise over run, that's really 4 over 1. So I'm going to go up 4 and to the right 1. And I end right there. So now I can connect my 2 dots with my ruler, and I'm done. Look at that. All right, my next one says to graph 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. It's not in slope-intercept form, so let's rewrite it. I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides, left with -2y is equal to -3x plus 6. Divide everything by -2, and y is equal to positive 3/2 x minus 3. So I'm going to start at -3 on the y-axis, and I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 2. So up 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1, 2, plot my point, and now I can connect them with my ruler. And I'm done. All right, so you're going to love graphing this way. There are several other methods to graph a line, but this is definitely what I find to be the easiest. So to conclude, I have 2 final equations for us. We're going to first start by graphing the equation x is equal to 4. Now notice there's not a y variable here. And so this is telling us that every single point that is on our line has the x value of 4. So I could just make up some random points, 4, 0, 4, -3, 4, 2. And if you notice, when you plot those, they all line up in a vertical line. So the key here for you to remember is that if you ever have an equation that says x is equal to some number, it's going to be a vertical line crossing the x-axis at that number. All right, now we have y is equal to -3. Again, notice there is not an x value. But if the slope had been 0, then that would have gotten rid of the x value. So I'm picturing a line that has the slope of 0, which would be a flat line. So in this case, all of the points have the same y value of -3. So I'd like to wrap up by giving you another key. If you have y is equal to a number, this is a hint that you are going to be drawing a horizontal line passing through that number on the y-axis. And that's it. So I hope that this lesson made sense on how to graph using slope-intercept form, but please let me know if you have any questions when you come into class.